everyone, this is Emily Graziano in Kiss Video Diary number 14 on January 9th, 2021. It is the Duchess of Cambridge's 39th birthday. Happy birthday to my role model for the past 11 years. She's such an inspiration, by the way. But anyway, today's video diary is all about, let me adjust the camera, all about the parallels between Dynasty and Circus. Now, honestly, I didn't see the parallels between these two records until maybe about a couple days ago when I mentioned it in my Christmas 2020 video that there were some parallels between them. And then it really got me thinking about it in a deeper context. And I'm like, wow, there are some parallels here. Maybe I should do a short video diary on it. So, obviously, the number one parallel between these two records is the fact that despite Kiss presenting a united front on both of these records, it's not really the four of them at all. Peter is largely absent from this record, and I feel like I don't even need to say that, but I'm saying it, I guess, just to recap. He's absent from all but one song. And then, of course, on here, Ace and Peter are used only sparingly, with Ace only playing on Into the Void, You Wanted the Best, and the Japanese bonus track, In Your Face, I believe it is. And then Peter, of course, he's only on Into the Void, I Finally Found My Way, and he only drums on one song, his own song. No, I'm sorry, he only drums on Into the Void. So, ghost drummers largely on both albums. And then, although Ace does play prominently on this record, only used sparingly here. So that, to me, just was the first reason why I saw parallels in these records. It's like, okay, Dynasty, we have one Peter Criss song. One song. And then here, we also have one Peter Criss song. It is a ballad, and there are very mixed reactions to that ballad. Some people absolutely hate it. They're like, oh, this is even worse than Beth. And then some people say, it's not that bad. Peter Criss himself in his book said he knew the song was a poor man's Beth and that it was crap, but it was an opportunity to be on the record, so he didn't pass it up. He sang the song no matter how bad it was, and it's kind of unfortunate that that is Peter's last lead vocal in Kiss. It is. It's pretty sad, but it is what it is. And then the second parallel that I really saw between these two records is that it started when I questioned, why do I like Circus? And it has to start, rather, with the fact that it was the first Kiss album released that I remember. It was released in September of 1998. I was 2 years old, and I remember on release day, I went with my mom. Well, I kind of had to go. I was only 2. To get the CD. We couldn't play it in the car right on the way home because there was no CD player in the car at that time. So we got home, we ate lunch, and we listened to the record. It was a very lovely day spent with my mom and I that I get to remember. It's very lovely. And then I started asking myself, well, okay, it's part of your childhood. You know the songs. These songs have been with you since you've been 2 years old. So there's the nostalgia factor. But then, why do you like it? Because it's not even the four of them. Why would you like it? And then I started thinking, well, I guess I like it for the same reasons why a kid growing up in the late 70s or early 80s would say they love Dynasty. It was the new Kiss record at the time. And both of these albums came out after a period of proving that they are united, despite not being united. Okay, this came after the 4 solo records, of course, proving, hey, here we are, we're united, we didn't break up. And of course, this came out after the reunion, 2 years after their official reunion, saying, yeah, we're back, we're here to stay, we're doing another record, we're back. But were they behind the scenes? No. And that is the other thing that both of these records were plagued with behind-the-scenes problems. Here, of course, you had Peter's car accident and Ace wanting to leave the band, but, you know, them trying to hold on to Ace while Peter is both physically and emotionally absent for different reasons. And then here, you have Peter and Ace wanting to work on the record, ready to work on the record, healthy enough to work on the record, but Paul and Gene putting their foot down saying it's too late. And that is a sad, sad aspect attached to this record. But I just find that really sad, because it's like, come on, for the fans, it's like you gave them your leftovers. It's like, yeah, we'll throw you a bone here, but you're not going to really play on the record. It's sad. As opposed to here, when Peter really couldn't play on the record, recovering from his car crash still and all that, but there were different circumstances, of course, but it wasn't as if, no, well, I can't say that either. I can't say that Peter wanted to do Dynasty. I can't say that. But anyway, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Even though it's not the four of them on both of these records, people, they didn't know this at the time, of course. But here's the thing I want to ask. Did you, as a fan, at the time of release in 1998, could you guess that Ace and Peter weren't featured on this record very much? Because around the 90s, it finally came out the truth that, oh yeah, Dynasty, Peter wasn't there. On Creatures, Ace wasn't there. And knowing what you knew with this record coming out, was there any doubt that they weren't going to be on this record and that it was just going to be a facade of the picture? And in the concerts, of course, in the promos and the ads and the merch, whatever, were you able to guess when you hit the play button and Psycho Circus comes on, were you able to guess that it wasn't Ace and Peter playing? That I want to know, because I personally did not. I didn't even know the truth about Dynasty until I was about 10 or 11. My mom told me, and I'm like, what? Peter Criss wasn't on Dynasty, but his picture's there. And she's like, yeah, they faked it. I'm like, oh. And then, again, I learned the truth about Psycho Circus, too. I'm like, oh, wow. Wow. When I was little, I thought that was their true reunion album. So that is the question I have for you. And if you see a parallel between Psycho Circus or Dynasty, feel free to comment on them, and we can have a nice little chat about it. But that is all for today. Thank you for watching, and in the end, I think both of these records are pretty great records, despite not having the four original members. There's some pretty good stuff on both of these records. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Emily Graziano, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.